Hey there, good evening. Yeah, it's on days like this that, um, I'm a bit self-conscious. I make a few attempts, and every time I feel like, you know what, this is kind of an incoherent ramble. Nah, it's not what I want to put out there. Um, it's been tough. And every time I thought in the last 2 months, yeah, I'm coming back up, boom, comes the next crash. No, the latest one was coming down again with fever, sweating through the nights, and yeah, intermittently being freezing cold, and getting up at some point, taking a shower, and then getting all kinds of symptoms that I know only come when I get really depleted, like really, and then it gets, yeah, not only dangerous, it also gets scary. Um, because one's body goes beyond a certain point, it's very difficult to bring the nervous system back. Um, yeah, it's very difficult for the mind to not give way under the weight of that amount of, let's call it, unpleasant states. And I've said that many times, but I experience myself as there comes a point where, okay, I abandon, I abandon all ideas of, okay, how this is gonna look gracefully, and now it's just, okay, put on the blinders and just keep going until the sea calms down. Because in the face of too much, there is no, yeah, like the intensity of nausea and whole body vibration and these kind of things, there is no more meditation, for example. It's too rough. And at the same time also, and this is actually the main thing I wanted to share today because it really, really hit me. And that is, um, it's it's along the question, what is actually most important to me, and what is my intention? What do I hold most um, dear? Where do I really put my attention? And I think it's so easy to tell oneself a story about what's really important. And then if we examine our daily life and check, what do I actually dedicate time to? Does my claim that this thing is the most important thing in my life, and the time that I dedicate to it, is this a match or is it a mismatch? And if it's a mismatch, then how come? What's happening there? And I hope, I really, really hope that from today onwards there's no more fever, and I have at least a few days of no nausea and no other crazy body vibration stuff and other crazy things. Um, because for me, at this point, it is reconnecting, like consciously becoming aware again of the realm of stillness. And this is my invitation for myself, that if my actions, if the way that I direct my attention doesn't match with me claiming that this is the most important thing, well, then basically I'm delusional or I'm full of shit or whatever you want to call it. Because then it's just not true, right? It's like a parent saying the most important thing are my children, and yet not spending any time whatsoever with them. Well, that doesn't make sense, right? Um, Especially when they're small. I don't know whether that's a fitting example, but somehow that came to mind because yeah, I think it's quite a common one. Um, Yeah. Yeah, there's been to witness myself in the last few days and weeks has been has been very sobering, very painful as well. To experience myself being self-conscious, um, self-conscious, and also like really confused as to what am I even gonna say here on tape? What I'm, because as I think I mentioned at some point, this element of shame almost, right? Because I made a few announcements, and yes, of course, I hadn't planned on crashing, yeah, like this again. Well, I'd be insane, right? To- but nonetheless, it really did and still does something with me to have said certain things and not to be able to live up to it. It feels, well, it just feels, I don't know. I don't even know what the right words are. Yeah, maybe next video. Um, yeah, this much for today. And I invite you, because this, I think, really, if we look into this matching thing is my intention. That I'm claiming what my intention and my value, yeah, my what's the most important thing for me, and where do I actually put my attention? Where do I put my time and my energy? Do these things match? Yeah. I think it's something worth exploring.